Hello, hello. No one I thank you for following the channel. No one I really appreciate it. Welcome to the friendliest tiny Twitch community. I did it right. Oh. And it's me, Derpy, Hoove, Weeby Dork. Thank you for following the channel. It's me, Derpy, Hoove, Weeby Dork. Welcome to the friendliest tiny Twitch community. All right. First, I want to show you guys something about brushing your teeth. Why? Because I like being educational and pretending that I'm actually somehow helping people who watch my content. So I thought that maybe I'll just show you guys something useful or interesting. Just like one thing every vlog. Last time I showed you that cool gum. I don't know, whatever. Okay? I'm weird. So I'm going to show you guys something about brushing your teeth. My dentist showed me. Apparently, I've been brushing my teeth wrong, and that's one of the reasons why I have so many cavities. Now, most people either are lefty or righty, and whichever your hand preference is, that's the hand you brush your teeth with, and you go me, no, and then you're done. Well, that was my mistake because you're when you brush, whatever is the opposite of your strong hand, you brush it easier. And when you do the other side, you see when you switch, you go like this, right? So it's a different. You're coming at it from a different angle, and that's a bad angle. It doesn't really get into the crevices and the little food specks, break apart, and the bacteria turns, eats your teeth, and that's how you get a cavity or something. So the trick. And you know that you have this problem if like half of your mouth is good and the other half is a bunch of cavities. That means that it's a brushing issue. And so what you want to do is brush your teeth with both your hands and go ambidextrous. And it's a good practice when you jack off with both your hands. So you brush your teeth like normal, but then after you're done with your entire mouth, you switch hands. Switch hands, okay? Switch hands and then do it all over again with the other hand. And then you're attacking your teeth from a different direction, and you're getting into those little spots up and behind your teeth that you can't usually reach. So, and now it's harder and it takes a little longer and it's annoying because your other hand is usually weaker, so you can't put as much pressure on. But that's okay. Just do it, and it really helps. And that's the proper way to brush. And I'm sure your dentist probably never told you that because most dentists suck. I got this new dentist and he's really great. He's fantastic, and he's kind of good looking. If I was gay, I'd totally go for him. I don't know if he's gay, but he's definitely like the ultimate cool dentist. And by the way, when you're brushing, remember it's not like this. You try and go like little circles. You don't go back and forth because you don't get the top and the bottom. Instead, you do a swiveling motion. But the most important thing, switch. Okay, both hands. Brush once with one hand and then switch to the other, and do it over twice, and it really helps. I wish I knew that before. Okay, the more you know. Yeah, educational content, right? I'm amazing. I know. All right, so going on. What's new? Let me think. Twitch has announced a flurry of upgrades, improvements, and stuff to coincide with the ongoing GDC or whatever that's the expo, and it makes me really nervous. I'm not scared to change new and better things, services, upgrades, things you can do on Twitch. Like you can now make little playlists off of your videos, so your highlights can be organized. That's cool. But the problem, I'm worried. First of all, they're only doing this to streamline everything because they have big plans for Twitch now and they want everything to work on the back end, so they're not exactly doing it out of the kindness of their heart. And it's what they want to do in the future that worries me, and they've already kind of announced it. This new program where Twitch streamers get a cut of games sold, and they will be able to actually sell games directly from their Twitch page. Obviously, this makes me very nervous because, first of all, Twitch streamers will no longer call games out for being shit if they can, instead they'll just tell you every game is great and please buy it because they want their 5%. But that's not even my biggest concern because, you're going to trust half these streamers anyway. My biggest concern is that the games that you buy will not be like Steam games or something. They want you to buy games from their own store, and you can only play them on their store. They're trying to go after Steam and everyone else who's trying to compete with Steam because we don't have enough competition already. And Amazon wants their own stupid store now. So when you buy a game in this new Twitch store, unless licensing prohibits them, because if they have to, I believe they'll sell Steam keys because they still want money first. But whenever possible, they're going to have games on their own proprietary marketplace that you can only play on their launcher. They're going to have a store/launcher with your own set Twitch game library, exactly like Steam. And fuck segmenting the market and my library further. It's like, oh, I own the game. I don't remember. Do I own this game on Steam? Do I own it on Twitch? Do I own this game on GOG or UA, EA, the Dubai? No. If you know me at all, I vigorously hate any attempt to segment my games market, my game library. If you want to sell games, that's fine. You sell your games, but I must be able to actually have the game on my Steam library. So, if Amazon wants to sell me a game, that's fine, but it better be a Steam key. That's totally cool with me. But that's not what they want to do now. Amazon's going to go 100% fully independent from what's it called? From farm to your mouth, like with McDonald's, and all the stuff they're doing to make Twitch better, more streamlined, more independent, and more useful. It's just a way of integrating Twitch more into your life, so that the idea of having Twitch always open and owning games on Twitch now won't seem weird. Also, they've announced a new Twitch app, which looks like a bootleg Curse, and they do own Curse, so they might be using the software. And they might combine Curse with Twitch and the game store to this one. So you're going to have a program installed now. You won't even open a browser. And you'll watch Twitch, buy games on Twitch, and play your Twitch games all from one app. No thank you, Mr. Monopoly Future. That's even worse than Steam. At least Steam isn't trying to get me to watch people stream games. I just buy them and play them on Steam. Twitch wants to own everything. Or I should say Amazon. So I will never buy or even for free. I will not install any Twitch app. I will not own any games on the Twitch launcher, and I will not buy any games on the Twitch launcher. I mean, I have the Twitch app on my phone, but that's different. And I ain't buying games there either. Now, I can live with this, but I'm worried that in the future, the worst case scenario, and I know that it's not even as far-fetched as you think, because Amazon also owns its own game companies now. They actually purchased a few studios to make their own games. Again, they want to own every aspect of the industry. So I'm worried in the future there's going to be Twitch exclusive games like EA and Ubisoft do. And now that is my ultimate nightmare. More games that I'll never be able to own because they refuse to sell anywhere except the Twitch marketplace. And you're dreaming if you don't think Amazon would do that. The only question is, will they ever release a game worth playing, and that will they be willing to give up the profit on that game to force people to play it on their Twitch app? That's probably not going to happen for a few years, because they got to get warmed up first, and I really hope it never happens, because that would be so bad. And I live and die on Twitch. I don't want to dislike Twitch or anything they do. I don't want to be paranoid about Twitch, But this stuff is very concerning. Concerning, not disconcerting. Well, it's disconcerting and concerning. And remember, like it's not necessarily Twitch making these decisions; it's Amazon. They own Twitch, and they got their people running things now. And I don't want to hate Amazon either, because they give me good prices, and that's the way to my heart. But I don't know. I'm very concerned. Right now, best case scenario is that they won't do exclusives, and they'll just sell games on the Twitch app, and then it goes to their library. So if you don't want it, you go to Steam, and I just won't do that. And it'll kind of be like GOG or something, where you can own games on either platform or both if you want. And I'm just going to ignore that stupid buy button, and any streamer that refuses to say a game sucks and doesn't shut up about buying games, I'll probably stop following them. Um, and what else are you going to do? The name change thing I like, but the name change thing is just one more example. Like all this time, people begged for it and they refused, and now finally they say yes. Why? Because once again, this is all about getting Twitch prepped for buying games. They want you to love the app and they want you to love Twitch. So whatever the reasons for not doing it before, all they care about now is your satisfaction, because they're trying to turn you into a new cash cow. And that's unfortunate that it took this level of this level of corporate interest to make it happen. And it was never about the consumer. And yeah, and also another thing that's annoying is that they announced Amazon Prime. You get Twitch sub for free, and then you get like random things for games for free, which I'd never expected, and I'm like, oh, whatever, I don't care if I get cool things or not, but it's nice to occasionally get free things on Twitch, like for games. But because of this stupid app they're trying to push, every free game that they give is only for their app. Like, oh, here's a free game. Oh, but you gotta use the Twitch app. And that's all they give is shit for their Twitch app. So it's like you don't install a Twitch app, you're not really getting anything for free anymore. So I feel like some of the value that I got and some of the value I was promised is lost. They occasionally give you like a free skin for some game on Steam, but it's always like a big multiplayer game, and they're trying to push like group sales. Like H1Z1 or some crap. You get like a hoodie, ooh, But the good stuff. Freaking free Banner Saga last month, and now with some other free game. I don't remember what it was. It's all, ooh, you want it? Sure, here. Oh, wait, you got to claim it on the Twitch app. You need it on the Twitch app. Like, what, you wanted a Steam key? Fuck you. And of course, people will say, oh, it's so that you don't sell it. If you actually believe that? The fact that you can't sell it's a bonus, but like I really give a shit if you sell your key for $5 on eBay. I mean, you earned it, you paid for it, you got it because you're a Steam, you're a Prime member. That's not why they're doing it. They're doing it because they want you to get used to using their app. It's exactly what EA did for Origin. They give you a bunch of free games, so you're like, ooh, free shit, You'll do anything for free shit. So you get used to their new launcher, you install it, you take it into your home, and then it's like a Trojan horse. And then before you know it, you're buying games. I'm not getting fooled with the Trojan horse. Unless it has lots of chicks with big tits. Yeah. So those are my thoughts on all this Twitch stuff. I really, really hope that the exclusive thing never happens. That's my biggest concern. I can ignore their shitty launcher, and I won't buy any games on Twitch, whereas I might have to support my favorite streamer, because it's not going to be for Steam. And they'll probably be more expensive than Steam anyway, because they'll figure they don't have to compete price-wise, since that people won't care as much because they're doing it, to give money to their favorite streamer and get the game. They'll be like, oh, I'll pay a little bit more. It sucks, but I can live with that. But that's my worst nightmare of exclusives. Hopefully, doesn't come to pass. Hopefully. And let's see what else is going on. I got Beyond Despair. I really like it. I want people to play with, and I'm also going to buy Conan Exiles. I think I'm waiting for a sale. As soon as it's on sale, I'm going to get it. And those are going to be like our survival games that we're going to like pencil in to play with each other because I know people really love those survival games. One of the most popular genres on Twitch, aside from esports and MMOs, and it's something that I actually kind of want to play. I looked briefly into other survival games, and 7 Days to Die, which somebody brought to my attention, looks okay actually. The problem with 7 Days to Die though is it's been in early access for 4 years, and they're still struggling with like just random bugs and stuff. So it's like a DayZ situation where the game is fun now, but it'll probably never be finished, and the content is like super slow. Also, it's really well done, but it is a standard zombie survival game, and I don't necessarily have a problem with zombies, but it takes place like current day zombie apocalypse, and I don't like playing games that take place um, in the current era. It's very boring for me. I don't like games like it's like basically like if a zombie apocalypse happened today, I find that dull. I like games that take place either in like a fantasy universe or in the Dark Ages, or in a future, um, like not necessarily sci-fi future, but even the near future, like something like Fallout, where they have slightly more advanced technology and laser guns and powered armor, but it's not like there's no spaceships and stuff like that, and no other planetary colonies. Just like 100 years in the future, 200 years in the future, and like a zombie apocalypse in a sci-fi future would be cool. I just don't like reality. I hate reality. I hate the real world. I don't want to play a game takes place in the real world, even if it's a real world that was attacked by zombies. And zombies in itself is kind of done to death. Like if it was like demons attacking our world, I'd be more interested. Like a survival game where you fight demons, or maybe aliens, and it's like a resistance movement. But you give me zombies, you gotta mix it up. Zombies are like, oh come on, at least make it like Dark Age zombies, or sci-fi future zombies, or we're fighting zombies on like a colony on Pluto or something, or a zombies on a giant mothership, and we're all trapped in like a spaceship. That would be kind of cool. So yeah, I mean, so like I put it on my followed list, and for me, my followed list is games that I'll probably never get by, but I don't necessarily not like them. It's just maybe if the developer does something in the future, like change the game or add new content, then I might look at it again. That's my followed list, so I put that there. Um, so right now, it looks like Conan and Beyond Despair, though that's in the future. Also, I wanted to say after I beat Bioshock Infinite, and I will be beating it this weekend. Um, it's Friday, and I will be streaming today. We're very along in the game. I will beat Infinite this weekend, and I don't know how long the DLC is, but I'm guessing that it can't be that long. And we're going to finish Infinite this weekend. That's the goal. And the next game we're going to play, like our next big game, I want to go in the complete opposite direction. So we're going to play something really old instead of new, not a shooter, and not first person. We're going to play Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. Um, and I want to see how people respond to me playing an old RPG. I really want to play it. I don't know if people will like to watch it, but people were very ambivalent about my BioShock franchise run through. So Twitch will surprise you. And I'm thinking maybe just not being first person is the secret. And people like games that are difficult, that are not linear, and that are tactical, so that people might enjoy something like Baldur's Gate more than something like Doom. And also, I just want to play it. And I think that if we're going to play like a hardcore RPG, it's a good game to start as Baldur's Gate, because people will have that nostalgia. It's one of the greatest games ever made. And I'm also playing the Enhanced Edition, so it has new resolution options, bells and whistles, and better UI than older games usually do. So people will be able to follow along and enjoy it more. and I'm going to play it on the Throne of Baal difficulty, which is some new difficulty for the enhanced edition, partially made by a previous designer on his off time, a previous designer of the original Baldur's Gate, that is. And it's just stupidly hard. I don't even know if you're supposed to play. I think you're supposed to like only play it if you have a high level character you import. I'm not sure, and I might not even be able to beat the game. So people might enjoy watching the incredible struggle of beating it on this stupidly hard difficulty. Also, Baldur's Gate has that new expansion, Siege of Dragonspear, which is a whole new, all new content made by Beamdog for the game. And I heard, obviously, it's not quite as good as the original because nothing could ever be, but it was surprisingly decent, and it fit pretty well in the game, more or less. So that sounds great to me. I mean, like people play freaking unofficial player-made mods. So a company trying to make a professional expansion with voice work and stuff. Hell yeah. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to play Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition. We import our character. I've already created my character because, as you know, character creation in Baldur's Gate takes forever because you have to roll dice, and people don't want to watch me sit there click and roll for an hour. So I just created a character, and then so it's ready to go. And soon as we start to play, we'll just jump right in. I'm going to be playing a Paladin Inquisitor. I don't usually like playing Paladins because they're so goody-goody. But in Baldur's Gate, one of the few problems with Baldur's Gate was, even though technically you could be bad or evil, the game really penalized you. It was more of a handicap. The way the reputation system worked in the game, it was stupid. It just ruined the experience more than actually let you roleplay a bad dude. And also, being evil in Baldur's Gate was just meant you were like a stupid sociopath serial killer more than a self-interested, power-hungry mercenary, which is how I'd want to play. So I figured if I have to be like a good guy, I might as well go all the way to make it at least interesting in that regard. And we're going to really play like a super goody-goody Inquisitor Paladin. Also, Inquisitor just sounds cool over the other kits. Like Undead Hunter does not sound like a class. It sounds like a title. So Inquisitor actually sounds like a badass profession. So I'm going to play an Inquisitor. And I read that Inquisitor is actually really good as a class kit. So that's a great coincidence because this is probably going to be very difficult. But I just chose it because it sounded cool. Like my personal preference for D&D is I like druids because I love the idea that they're not either good or bad. They care about the balance of the universe, and they care about protecting nature over society and like technology and stuff. So that it's to them, it's not about what's right and wrong. It's about what can they do to protect the forests and the natural order in the natural world. And that's very interesting to me because usually either you're a good guy, a bad guy, or a crazy guy, or you just care about money. It's like a whole new, a different kind of philosophy, a way of looking at the world, a different kind of morality that druids have. So I could like do a quest not by what's right and wrong, but what's better for the sake of nature. And that's a cool idea. And I just like druids. I think they're cool. But in Baldur's Gate, the implementation of druids kind of sucked. Because druids have really crazy powers, and they just couldn't implement them in the game. So we'll just go Inquisitor. But when I play like Icewind Dale or something, which has much more interesting, robust systems, or maybe if I play Neverwinter Nights or whatever the future brings, we'll play like a druid. But yes, we're going to be an Inquisitor because it sounds cool and it just makes sense for the game's story and the way the game is designed. And instead of struggling against the way the game wants me to play, I'll just go like super hardcore in that direction, so then I still feel like I'm doing something interesting. And yeah, I think that's it. So we'll continue. So when as you know, when I was playing BioShock, I would mix it up and play something ugly and like roguelike afterwards. So now that we're going to play Baldur's Gate as my main game for a while, that's kind of ugly. With the secondary game, I'm going to try and make it something pretty, because we got to appeal to people, and I like to mix things up. But also, Baldur's Gate is a really long game, huge game, which is great. I love long games, but I don't want people to get bored. So also, we're not just going to play one game. We're playing two games at a time. So the second game, we're going to play some different roguelikes, dungeon crawlers, and multiplayer games. Because those are the kind of games that aren't necessarily linear and don't have a big story, so people don't have to worry as much about catching up. And I believe that's it. Yeah. All right. I think this was another solid video. I'm just so good at this shit. I'm surgical with this shit. I'm surgical. All right. Oh, one other thing. I'm definitely going to start doing some reviews. I have to come up with a catchy name, but the hook is going to be no gameplay footage, and they're going to be short reviews where I'm just like, this game is good, buy it or don't buy it. A little more verbose than that, obviously. I want to make it so that you understand what the game is, and you understand if it's a game for you or not. So then you know if you like it. But I don't want to make a review that analyzes every aspect of the game in gritty detail, because does it really matter? It's like, oh, he said the graphics weren't good, so I'm not going to buy it now. Or, oh, he said the music was great, but the game sucked. I'm going to buy it for the music. No, you just want to know, is it a good game or not? I don't need to break it down. So I want everyone always breaks everything down in these little review checklists. So my reviews, they're going to be short, tell you just what you need to know, and no gameplay footage, because I don't want copyright, and well, it'll certainly be different. But no footage will also mean no time spent watching footage, so that'll also make it shorter. So it'll be like mini, big, just my face reviews. And I'm only going to review games. I'm only going to review games I've actually beaten. It's not going to be like, oh, I have to review every game because I'm a game reviewer. No, I'm not a reviewer. I'm only going to tell you about the games that I've beaten, so chances are most of them I actually like, because I'm only going to play games that I like. But I don't want to review a game unless I'm intimately familiar with every detail of the game. So if it's a game that you can't really beat, if it's like a roguelike where beating it isn't really the point, then I won't review it unless I have like 20, 25 hours in. That's how I'm going to do it. So I'm not going to have reviews very often because I don't beat games very often. But I will do them. And I'm probably going to start with the BioShock franchise after we finish BioShock. And I'm just going to review all three of them in one video. Because why not? I don't need to make multiple videos. I'm not trying to get ad revenue. And I'm going to look at them as a series, I think, which will be interesting. And that'll happen sometime after I beat Infinite. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you at the stream. Thank you guys for being here. And thank you for being part of the friendliest tiny Twitch community.